Yeah, welcome to everyone. This is me, Abikayil Aarthi, Assistant Professor in King's College of Engineering in the discipline of Computer Science. On today, we are going to see the presentation in the topic of Agile, right? So, before enter into the topic, what all the agenda behind it is introduction of the Agile, what all the process involved in, and what's the conventional software development methodology involved in the Agile, principles, methodology, and the summary of this topic. Yes, we are looking into the agile, right? So frequently you can hear the word agile, isn't it? In the software engineering, everyone highly familiar in this agile model software engineering, isn't it? So also called as the manifesto for agile software development is a formal declaration of four key values and 12 principles to guide an iterative and people-centric approach to software development. Right. This agile methods are developed to overcome the weakness of the conventional software engineering. In early days, the iterative waterfall model was very popular for the completing a project. But nowadays, developers face various problems while using it into developing a software, isn't it? So, main difficulties include handling a customer change request during the project development and high cost and time required to incorporate these changes. To overcome these drawbacks of the waterfall model in the mid of 1990s, the agile software development was proposed. Right. So, to the manifesto of the agile is individuals and interactions over process and the tools. Right. Working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contact negotiation, responding to change over flowing a plan. So this is the agile manifesto. So these agile model was primarily designed to help a project adapt quickly to change request. So the main aim of the agile model is to facilitate a quick project completion. To accomplish this task, agility is required. Agility achieved by fitting the process of the projects and removing activities that may not be essential to the specific projects, right? So, so what's the process of these agile means? That in 1990s the heavyweight plan-based software development approach was used to develop and any software develop any software product. So in this approach, too many things are done which are not directly related to the software product being produced. So this approach was rigged. That means its requirements get changed. Then rework was essential. Hence, new methods were proposed in 1990s, which are known as Agile Process. So this Agile model refers to the group of development processes. These processes share some basic characters but do not have certain subtle differences among themselves. Understand? So these agile process may develop team to focus on software itself rather than designing and documentation. Understand? So this designing, we hope, believes in iterative methods, iterative in the step-by-step methods. So the aim of these agile processes to deliver the working model of the software process quickly to the customer. For example, extreme programming is the best known of agile process. Extreme programming, XP, everyone know, or those who deals with the software engineering, extreme programming concept everyone know. It's the best known of the agile process. So the next one is the conventional software development methodology, right? So this conventional method is nothing but a cost of changes increase non-linearly, right? It is easy to accommodate changes during the requirements gathering stage. At this stage, to accommodate the changes, usage scenarios are modified. List of functions can be extended or written specifications be edited. So this process, and if the customer suggests the changes during the testing phase, which is the final phase of the software development cycle, then to accommodate these changes, these architectural design needs to be modified. And ultimately, these changes will affect other phase of the software development cycle. These changes are actually costly to execute, right? So this is next one is the agile methodology. So this methodology is the agile method proponent claims that if software development is carried out using the Agile approach, then it will allow the software team to accommodate and changes late in the software project without dramatic cost and time impact. So these models, methodology, crystal agile methodology, dynamic system methodology, feature driven development, the scrums, lean development, these are all the methods which is involved in this agile methodology. In other words, if the incremental delivery is combined with the agile practice, such as continuous unit testing, pair programming, then the cost of the changes can be controlled. The following graphs represents how the software development approach has been strong influence on the development cost due to the changes suggested. For example, this x-axis mean for the time, y-axis mean for the development cost. You can easily view up the cost of the change due to agile process to the conventional software process. You can easily identify by viewing this graph influence of the software development approach on the agile process. So what are all the principles involved in this agile is nothing but there is a 12 famous principles in agility. The first one is satisfy the customer by yearly and continuous delivery of the valuable software. This is the first principle. While going for the second one, the changes in the requirement must be accommodated. Even though the changes occur late in the software development process, the agile process should help to accommodate them. Understand? Deliver working software quite often within the shorter time span, deliver the working unit. Business people, developers must work together throughput the projects. Motivate the people who are building the projects. One of the important principle. While by working, have to motivate those people to give the successful output. Provide the environment and support to the development team and trust them for the job to be done. The next principle is working software is primary measure of the progress of the software development. The agile software development approach promote the constant project development. The constant speed of the development of the product must be maintained. The next one is to enhance the agility, there should be continuous technical excellence. Right. So the next is the proper attention to be given to the technical excellence and good designs. The implicity, the 10th principle is the implicity must be maintained while developing the project using this approach. The next one is that a team must be self-organizing team for getting best architecture requirements and designs. The last principle is at regular interval, the team think over the issue of becoming effective. After the careful review, the team members adjust their behavior accordingly. So, still now we see about the what are all the principal steps in the agile methods, right? So, by the summary of this, I just want to ensure that agile model steps involved is we want to require the gathering, design accordingly, construct the iterations, testing, deploy it, collecting the feedback. These are the six steps involved in the agile model, right? SDLC model, the steps in the designing. So agile is the ability to create and response to change. It's a way of dealing with ultimately succeeding in an uncertain and turbulent environment. Of course, the author of the Agile Manifesto choose Agile as a label for the whole idea because the word represented the adaptiveness and responsive to change, which was so important to their approach. So, thank you for spending your time in Agile, knowing about the Agile, what are all the steps, what are all the principles, manifesto of the Agile.